ETS Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Jets Board. I am Ryan Ward, and I'm going to be your host for this evening. I am so excited to be with you guys again. The draft is only a couple days away, guys. It's so close, and I'm just so excited to see what ends up happening. I'm really, really fired up. Draft season is one of my favorite times of the NFL season, especially under this new regime, Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn. I am so pumped to see what my Jets are going to do. But before that, if you have been here before, welcome back. I always love having you guys back. It is so great to always just hang out in the Jets Board and talk to you guys and hear what's going on with you guys. What are your opinions and ideas of what's going to go down in this draft? And if you are new here, welcome. No matter if you're a Jet fan or a fan of another team, you are always welcome in the Jets Board, no matter what. It is a safe space for you, and I'm just so fired up to have you guys here. You make this channel so much fun, and I love doing this for you guys. I'm so pumped up and fired up, especially for this episode. Like I said, the draft is only a couple days away, but there are players that a lot of YouTube and draft analysts say that they think are going to be gems in this NFL draft. And it doesn't have to just be first round talent. It can be second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, sixth round, seventh round, undrafted players that you could think that are going to be diamonds in the rough, steals, people who outplay what their draft capital is or draft stock is. And I have my opinion of certain players as well that I think are going to be so good in this draft. And I'm going to name the ones in this video that I really think are going to be very, very good to great NFL players. And getting started, guys, the first player that I am going to talk about, and this is somebody who I've mentioned multiple times about how much I really love this player and think he's the best one in his class at the quarterback position, and that is Jackson Dart, the quarterback from Ole Miss. He is 6'2", 223 pounds. He, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, is a first-round talent. He is going to go in the first round, guys. Just a matter of who he's going to go to. The best fits that I think he ends up going to, and from rumors that I've heard, and a lot of you guys have probably heard of as well, the Giants, the Steelers, and the Saints, they all need quarterback help. Saints especially, since Derek Carr is going to be out for the year. Steelers, Mason Rudolph's their starting quarterback, guys. He's not a starter. He's a solid backup. He's not a starter in this league. We don't know what's going to go on with Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to play? Is he going to retire? Is he going to be a Steeler? We don't know. Giants desperately need a quarterback too. They have Russell Wilson for a year, and they signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year deal, and they have Tommy DeVito as a third-string quarterback. But I think these three teams are the best fits for him, and the team that I end up thinking he goes to is the Saints at pick 9. I think all the hype about Shedeur Sanders, there's a lot of teams that love him. I don't think the Giants are that in on him. I think that they care more about Jackson Dart, but don't want to take him at pick 3. I think that would be a little high for him, for the Giants' opinion. Steelers, they would have to trade up for Dart. I don't think he's going to make it that far, because especially if a team like the Rams want to trade up for him, who could also be a fit. In my opinion, he ends up with the Saints. I think they end up taking him. I think he fits the new coach's mentality of what type of offense he's going to run. Kellen Moore wants a mobile quarterback. He wants somebody who can throw on the run, who can run for a first down, who's not afraid to run into contact and everything, and somebody who Kellen Moore could mold this kid. Kellen Moore was an NFL quarterback. He didn't have the career that everybody wanted, but he turned into a very, very good offensive mind and finally got his shot as an offense or as a head coach or for the New Orleans Saints. And I think he wants a quarterback that he can groom and somebody who he could basically mold an offense around. And that is Jackson Dart. Give this kid a year to sit, possibly. Don't rush him in. But he's gotten better each and every year. Gets good talent as well. And he still has some technical issues that need to be worked out, but he has a solid arm. He's gritty. He's a Baker Mayfield 2.0, in my opinion. And he's just so damn good in my opinion. I think he's better than Cam Ward, in my personal opinion. But Jackson Dart, I think, is going to have an amazing, amazing NFL career and could later be maybe a top 5, top 10 quarterback in this league later down the road. All right. That's how high I think of him. But that's Jackson Dart. That's my first guy. The next guy, and you guys will know this, he is my favorite receiver in the draft. That is Emeka Egbuka. I think he's the best receiver in the draft. I think he's the best route runner. I think he has the best hands. I think Ohio State always pumps out great receivers as well. He's 6'1", 202 pounds. It's seen as him being a late round first, possible early second. Man, he's a first round talent in my opinion. I just don't see how he could fall, and if he does, I think teams need to be calling up. I think my Jets would need to call up to try to get this kid because I think him and Garrett Wilson could be solid. But the best fits that I see him being in, the Texans, the Bills, and the Cardinals. The Bills need a number one receiver. I think Emeka Egbuka could be your number one receiver and mold, and I think he would complement Josh Allen as well. Texans, he's a great compliment for Nico Collins, especially now that Tank Dell is out for the year. Get Emeka Egbuka next to Nico Collins, and I think you guys would have a solid receiving core for years to come. And then we got the Cardinals. Put him next to a player that he has played with before, and with Marvin Harrison Jr., and I think the sky is the limit for both those Ohio State receivers. They would complement each other so well. Where do I think he ends up going? I think he ends up with the Cardinals. Honestly, the Cardinals need receiver help. And imagine Emeka Egbuka, Marvin Harrison Jr., McBride as their tight end, as their young core for Kyler Murray to throw to. I think he ends up with the Cardinals, and I think that would be a steal for them. They'd get the best receiver, in my opinion, in the draft, and I think he'd be a perfect fit for the Cardinals. But leading into my next one, this guy is the guy I think is the best cornerback in the draft. And there's a lot of good ones. But Trey Amos, cornerback from Ole Miss, that defense was solid this year. And I'm going to have a couple more Ole Miss guys on here as well. He's 6'1", 195. He's a round 2 rated talent. I think he should be around for round 1. And I could definitely see him going in round 1. But right now he's projected as a round 2. And the best fits I have for him are the Bills, the Ravens, and the Bucs. I think he ends up with the Bills. The Bills just brought back Tre'Davious White, who I think, if you see him, he's a Bill no matter what. Has had a great career with them, left, and now he's back. I think it's great for them. He's an older player, though. Get somebody like a Trey Amos to come in and learn from him and play alongside him and the other defensive players that they got. Trey Amos could be your day one number 1 cornerback, in my opinion. He is just great in coverage. He's great man-to-man, great in zone. And he's just a ball hawk. He's everywhere where the ball is, and he's tall, he's lanky, he's strong, he's not afraid to tackle, he's gritty, and I think he ends up as the Bills. I think the Bills will get him, and I'm going to be so mad when they do, but I think the Bills will get a great, great player in Trey Amos, and I think he ends up with the Buffalo Bills. But getting into the next one, this is another player that I've talked about. He's another second-round talent who could end up going in the first. This is Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle from Michigan. I think he's better than Mason Graham. I think he would complement Quinnen Williams a lot as well. He's 6'4", 331 pounds. The guy's a space heater. He just takes up so much space. He takes up blocks. He's not going to wow you with pass rush moves or anything, but power. He is solid in the run defensive game. So for 1 to 2 down guy, take him up for pass rush or for pass rushing. But I think the best fits are the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Falcons. And a team that I think he ends up with, I think he ends up with the Falcons. They just lost Grady Jarrett to the Bears in the offseason. Get a guy who can stop the run and can give you power on that defensive line. I think the Falcons would love Kenneth Grant. If they can get him in the second round, it would be a steal for them, in my opinion. I would love him to come to the Jets, but I think the Jets are going to focus their needs on other players at this time. Maybe they get Talik Williams in the second round if Kenneth Grant's not there. But I would love if my Jets got him, but I think he ends up coming to the Falcons. The Dolphins need defensive line help as well. I think they lost Christian Wilkins. I think this guy comes in, he's a better defensive tackle than Christian Wilkins, in my opinion, and will give you so much power and leadership on that defensive line. But I think he ends up with the Falcons. That's my prediction. Next guy is a guy that I've been talking about all offseason as well. A guy who had a down season last year, but due to injuries, serious back injuries. That is Deion Walker, defensive tackle from Kentucky. He's 6'7", 331 pounds. Projected round 3, and it seems like a lot of people are dropping him. I don't see it. You can't coach that size. You can't teach that. And he's fast for his size. He's a powerful guy. Really, really solid guy. Get him in a right position, and I think he could flourish. The best fits that I see are the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Cowboys. For basically all these defensive players, I think the Bengals could definitely use some more defensive help. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they went all defense in this draft because their defense was atrocious last year. Joe Burrow scored 20 to 30 points every game and still lost because that defense could not hold a lead. The Bengals need help on defense. Help out your quarterback. You got the offensive playmakers. Get that defense help, especially now since Trey Hendrickson, you don't know if he's even going to stay. Deion Walker could come in as a mid-round player and be a solid starter for you guys on that defensive line. But I don't think he ends up there. I think the Chiefs end up having him. I think the Chiefs take a chance on him, and putting him on that defensive line that is stacked already. Imagine him next to Chris Jones. Scary, scary stuff. The power and the speed between those two on the same defensive line. I don't like it. Especially the Chiefs have a very good defense already. I think this kid could be a monster on that defensive line next to Chris Jones and be a starter next to him day one. So going on, Ozzie Trapilo. I don't think this kid's talked about enough. Honestly, he's the offensive tackle, right tackle from Boston College. He's 6'8", 316 pounds. He's projected to be a round 3 pick. I could see him going in the late second round. I would love, if my Jets did not go offensive tackle in the first round or the second round, this is the guy I want. He is a big guy, solid right tackle. Gets into trouble with his size. His pad level is a little high, but this guy's a mauler, man. He can run you over, great in run blocking, solid in pass blocking, needs to work on his footwork. But I honestly think this kid could be really, really good. And the best fits that I see with him are the Jets, the Bears, and the Steelers. Jets, I think, ended up going offensive tackle a lot earlier, maybe first round, second round. Steelers definitely need offensive line help. Their offensive line was not good last year. I could definitely see him going there. But I see him being a Bear. The Bears have done their due diligence on refixing that offensive line, especially the interior, the centers. They got a new center. They got 2 new guards. Get yourself some tackle help. You need a right tackle. Ozzie Trapilo in that Ben Johnson offense, I think, would be the perfect fit. And my prediction is he ends up on the Chicago Bears. Now, here's a very underrated guy, in my opinion, and I think could be a really big late round steal. Upton Stout, cornerback. He's from Western Kentucky. I accidentally had Kentucky on here. He's from Western Kentucky. He's 5'8", 181 pounds. I see him as a round 4 prospect. His best fits I see are the Titans, the Raiders, and the Bengals. The only reason I see him as a round 4 prospect, I think he's one of the better cornerbacks in this draft. He's very underrated, but he is small. He is on the shorter side. Like I said, he's 5'8", 181, so bigger running backs and bigger receivers can give him issues, especially when he's trying to tackle. He's a solid tackler, but it's his length that is his downfall, his height. I see the Titans being a solid place for him as a slot cornerback. The Bengals, like I said, need defensive help. I think he ends up with the Bengals, honestly, in the 4th round. I think that would be the perfect spot for him, whether he can play outside or inside. I think he'd be better as a slot cornerback, but he can definitely play like a DJ Reed on the outside. Raiders, I think, would love him too. They need defensive help as well, but I think he ends up as a Bengal. And this kid, I am 99% confident he is going to be a great, great ball player in the NFL. Continuing on, another fan favorite and another one of my favorites, defensive tackle from Oregon, Jamari Caldwell. Guy's a monster. He's 6'2", 332 pounds. He's a round 4 prospect. I see him. That's where he's fallen to. Maybe round 5, but I don't see it happening. Guy's got too much talent. Another space heater. He reminds me a lot of a Vince Wilfork type of player. Just a great character. Solid player, quicker for his size as well, but he's a ball. He takes up so much space, in my opinion. And the best fits I see are for the Jets, the Falcons, and the Bengals. I see him going to the Bengals. They need defensive line help, and I see him being that type of player there. Cowboys could definitely be a solid place too. You know what? I'm going to change the Bengals. I'm going to put Cowboys. The Cowboys are a great fit for him, and I could definitely see him being a Dallas Cowboy. They need a lot of help on that defense, especially in the run defense. Cowboys are the best fit for Jamari Caldwell. I don't have it on here, but I honestly think he can go to the Dallas Cowboys. I think that would be a great spot for him. Going on to the next one. I told you I was going to bring up another Ole Miss guy. He is my favorite underrated edge in this draft. He is a John Franklin Myers type of player. Solid in the run defense. Needs to work on pass rush, but that strength, you can't teach that strength. He can cause havoc in the NFL, and that is Jared Ivey, edge from Ole Miss. He's 6'6", 274 pounds. He is an athletic freak. He is strong as heck, and I really love this player. My best fits for him are the Jets, the Lions, and the Bengals, and I really want my Jets to draft him. The Jets do need edge help. I don't think it's the biggest need for them, but Jermaine Johnson is coming back from an Achilles injury. Will McDonald is great. Not great on rush downs. He's working on it. He's building up muscle, and I think he can get better. Pass rush is where he's strong enough. Jared Ivey on the rush downs, I think could be amazing. And he can play on the outside. He can play on the inside. Honestly, I want my Jets to draft Jared Ivey. If he falls to the 4th round, please, Jets, take Jared Ivey. He is my favorite edge other than Abdul Carter in this draft. I loved Jared Ivey, and I mocked him in basically all of my mock drafts to the Jets. I want him to be a Jet so badly, and I'm going to try to will it into existence. Jared Ivey to the Jets. I'm really hoping. But Jared Ivey, I think, is just a monster. I definitely see him going to Detroit as well. They love their physicality, and this guy's a physical monster. Bengals defense, they need defensive help, honestly. Continuing on, R.J. Mickens, safety. Fan favorite. His father played for the Jets. He's 6 foot, 199 pounds. He played for Clemson. He was around everywhere around the ball. He's a solid tackler, not afraid to get in there and put his head down and tackle somebody. I see him going in the 5th round. He's been jumping up draft boards, has killed the interviews with teams, has done so well. A lot of teams love this kid. And the best fits I see, again, are my Jets, the Jags, and the Bucks. I see him going to the Buccaneers. They lost Jordan Whitehead. Their secondary is in shambles right now. They don't have that great of a secondary. Bring in R.J. Mickens, and I think he could be a late-round steal and a late-round starter for the Buccaneers. And I think they would love him. High character player, lot of talent, quick, solid ball tracking skills. I think the Buccaneers would love him. I would love to say my Jets, but I don't see it happening. Buccaneers end up with R.J. Mickens, in my opinion. Continuing on, guys, you're not going to like it. I think Shiloh Sanders is going to be a really good NFL player. The only thing that's derailed him is injuries. He's been dealt with injuries. You could argue he's injury prone, but in the right position, the right spot, the kid's really good. He's a straight tackler. He seemed to be everywhere around the ball. I think, honestly, he could be a really good NFL starting caliber safety after a year or two. He's 6 foot, 195 pounds, so not the biggest guy, but I see him as being around 6, maybe round 7. A lot of people project him being round 7 or undrafted. I think he's just got too much talent. The players are going to say, or people are going to say, you don't want to deal with his father. I think he's going to be really good. And I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. Deion already came out and said Shedeur is his favorite son. That puts a chip on him. His best fits I see are the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Jets. I see him ending up with Dallas. Honestly, they need safety help. They need defensive back help. I think he goes up to Dallas. And I think Jerry Jones would love to have one of Deion's kids there on the Cowboys. And I think Shiloh Sanders fits the Cowboys' physical defense and could support run defense as well really, really well. I think he makes perfect sense for the Dallas Cowboys. And that brings me to my last guy, and this is just a favorite of mine. Once I've heard about this guy, I did more research and I watched film. I love Desmond Watson, defensive tackle from Florida. He's 6'5", 464 pounds. The guy ran a 5'9" at that size. That is insane. That is completely insane for a man that size to run that fast. Be Fridge 2.0. Hand him the ball on goal line. Nobody's tackling him. Look at him. He's got the ball here and he's stiff arming this poor guy here. I can see him going in the round 7. A lot of people say that he's going to be undrafted just because of his size. You can't maintain that size. He's planning on losing weight. He's going to try to lose weight. And if he does, players beware. This kid is a monster. The motor is really, really good. He's not a behavioral issue either. The best fits I see are the Jets, the Bills, and the Bengals. My projection, I would love to see him on the Jets, but I don't think they end up with him. I think he ends up with the Bills. Again, Bills need help on that defensive line. Their pass rushers are good. Ed Oliver is a solid pass rusher. Greg Rousseau is a great pass rusher. A.J. Panessa, good pass rusher and solid run defender. You need more run defense on that defense. If you said anything was a weakness, it was the run defense. Their linebacking core was good, but you need more beef on that defensive line. Desmond Watson would be the perfect fit for the Buffalo Bills on that defensive line. But that's all I got with these guys. These are the players that I think are going to be diamonds in the rough. Really, really good NFL players. And I could be wrong. Everybody has their opinions of players. You could have looked at my list and said, hey, that was crazy. Those players are not going to be good. I know a lot of people that think Jackson Dart is another Zach Wilson, in all honesty. I don't see it, but a lot of people do. A lot of people don't even see him as a first-round talent. Trey Amos, a lot of people see him as being like the 4th best cornerback in this draft, 3rd or 4th. I see him as being the best. Jared Ivey is not even on the top 10 list for a lot of NFL analysts, draft analysts. I see him as being a really underappreciated, really solid player. But these are all of my guys that I honestly think can be studs in the NFL and will end up having good to great NFL careers. And there's a lot of other players that I think as well. I think other quarterbacks, I think Will Howard will be better than a lot of people think. I think Kyle McCord will be solid as well. I also think Riley Leonard is going to be a really good NFL quarterback. But guys, let me know what you think of my list. Are there any other players that you think I missed or that you think are going to be amazing NFL players? Let me know down in the comments. And again, guys, thank you so much for joining me in the Jets War. Have a wonderful rest of your night.